Hey, hey, hey! You find it hard to not take things personal. You want to be more confident in yourself. You want more happiness, more joy in your life. You want to stop being a people pleaser. Then this video is going to be for you, because today I'm going to be giving you 4 rules that is going to transform your life. So at the beginning of this year, I made a commitment to myself that I was going to read 1 new self-help book every single month. Now, things changed. So far, I've been able to read 1 self-help book, and this is my 2nd book that I read, 4 Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. Anytime that I read this book, this was me. I have my little pencil, like it is full of post-it notes and underlines, stars. Like, this book is so powerful and it has so much wisdom. Ever since I started applying these 4 agreements into my life, I feel so much more calm. I feel more confident in myself and in owning my truth. Also, just it helped me understand humans overall, like why everyone acts the way that they do, and it just gave me so much more compassion for when I'm talking with people and building those healthy relationships. This is gonna be a game changer, y'all, trust me. So how do we know that this stuff is legit? Well, there's a lot of people like myself who have applied these 4 rules into their life, and they see the transformation that it has, start to perceive life through a different lens that isn't through anger, through sadness, through disappointment, fear. It's through love. So a little backstory. Way back, there was this group of scientists and of artists who they formed their own little society, and they started to share their spiritual knowledge and their wisdom. They started to learn about this. They were able to solidify these teachings into 4 agreements and teach it around the world. What is an agreement? It's essentially when you agree to something, whether you had the choice to or not to, it's still going to be an agreement that you are going to live by for the rest of your life. And in order to understand this really quick, a concept that they talk about in the book talks about the dream of the planet. So essentially, everything that you are seeing, everything that you are hearing right now is nothing but a dream. It sounds scary, y'all. Like, I was reading this and I was like, hold up, what? But if you really think about it, like, before we were born, everything was already decided for us. What we were gonna believe in, how society was gonna look for us, what was right, what was wrong, how we were supposed to behave, how men are supposed to be, how women are supposed to be, family, religion, laws, the schools. This is all a collection of everyone's own personal dreams put into this huge dream of society. So we're just born into this, and our parents unknowingly are the messengers of this. Everything that they were taught and that they experienced, they are putting onto us. So we don't have any choice but to agree with whatever they're telling us. And one agreement that we just agree with when we're born is this dream of living life in fear. Fear of going to the grocery store, of trusting people, of being vulnerable, being your authentic self, fear of judgment, fear of rejection. And then we're conditioned through these agreements to be a people pleaser and to keep our own needs and feelings inside and not express it in a healthy way because we fear of what that other person is going to think of us or how they're going to react. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to become aware that there's a lot of agreements that we have made that are in our subconscious that is influencing how we are walking in our life. We may want to be kind, we may want to be loving, and we have this anger inside of us, we have this envy and other negative emotions that stop us from being that kind person. We fear being taken advantage of, we fear not being good enough. These agreements that we have from our old version of ourselves that have gotten us this far, they're draining our energy, you guys. So these 4 agreements that I am about to cover in this video, it's gonna help you detach from that dream of hell that you have and start building your dream of heaven. The first agreement is to be impeccable with your word. Everything that we say have either a positive influence or a negative influence in all of our conversations and interactions with people. This is a whole new perspective that the book gave me. It's how essentially each and every one of us are magicians. We have the power to either release somebody from a spell or cast a spell on them that essentially is acting like poison. Now I'm practicing every day to be fully aware of what it is that's coming out of my mouth. I think to myself, is what I'm about to say to this person potentially either be taken as emotional poison, or can it be to release them from a spell? No one knows the power of their word. No one is to blame because none of us are taught about this in school. Like, there's not a class that is about emotions. All we can do is learn these things, become aware of them, and break the cycle. Think about a time when you had a angry outburst and you spread poison to your loved one just to have your opinion be right. I know that I was doing that a lot. I was constantly defending myself. I was constantly looking to make the other person feel like they are wrong, that they're not right, that my opinion is right and my way is the way to go. I started to see also the way that I was talking to myself. And the book states, when you are impeccable with your word, you feel good, you feel happy, and at peace. And that's our goal as humans. We don't like drama. We don't like negativity. We just don't know how to not have that in our life. So in the book, it talks about how we constantly talk to ourselves. So if we are constantly telling ourselves, I'm stupid, I'm not good enough, I'm fat, I'm ugly, you're telling yourself that in your head, and that is directly correlated to your emotions and how you speak and how your body responds. Because once you're able to start loving yourself and you start realizing these thoughts that are going through your mind, you're going to be more compassionate when you talk to people, and you're going to be more mindful of the words that are coming out of your mouth. The second agreement is don't take anything personal. Lord, has this one been a challenge? What this book helped me to realize is everyone is living their own personal dream. We all have our own perspectives, our own experiences, our own insecurities and fears that we're working with. We have all been programmed differently during our childhood. So nothing ever actually has to do with you. My camera is dying, so bear with me. I had to connect it to my car, but I think this will do. So here's a quote. Whatever you think, whatever you feel, I know is your problem and not my problem. It is the way you see the world. The book talks about the reason that we take things personally is because we haven't strengthened that relationship with ourselves, that we need to seek that validation from other people. And the fear of rejection comes up, which is something that I have been working with. Now I'm working to see people as they are, as humans who are in their own personal dreams. So this has helped me not be such a people pleaser, because I am now mindful of how only I can validate my feelings and I can make myself feel happy. It's definitely hard because there's a lot of people out there that are not aware of how much emotional poison they're actually spreading, and it's difficult to maybe be around those people and be receiving that. But I have started to just be more vocal on how it's affecting me.
Not the AC on blast right now. Oh my goodness.
We have to start becoming aware of these voices that are in our mind, these thoughts that we have from our family, from our friends, from society. And we have to start choosing the voices that we want to start listening to and we want in our life, because that's what's going to help us move forward with peace and with happiness. Third agreement, don't make assumptions. This one's also hard. All these agreements are hard, you guys, but just by having them in the front of my mind and just working to live by these agreements every day is challenging me, and it's helping me grow and be better. So I'm all for it. What the book talks about is a lot of the times we make assumptions because we are afraid to ask for clarification. We don't ask questions, you guys. We just assume. And then we try to defend those assumptions because we took it personally. And then we try to make someone else wrong. And then we spread emotional poison. So it's this endless negative cycle that we are in. You genuinely do not understand something, ask questions, be curious, understand their point of view, understand their perspective, what triggered it, how did it happen. Like, for example, we make assumptions all the time about if people like us, if they don't like us, if they think we're good enough, not good enough, pretty, ugly. We make assumptions, and then guess what? We make an agreement about that. We make an agreement that that person thinks I'm ugly. That person thinks I'm not good enough. And we believe that agreement to be true, so then we don't have any space to understand the other person's point of view, and then we spread emotional poison. We fear how other people are going to react if we ask questions. They're going to think we're stupid. They're going to think that we are being too sensitive, too emotional. But that's the only way that we're going to break the cycle, is by being clear and having communication, by being empathetic and understanding, by communicating in a way that is not spreading poison, but is in a way of spreading love. The fourth agreement is always do your best. And I love this agreement. This is my favorite one because this is just like my motto for life. Your best is gonna look different every single day. Your emotions, your energy levels, your feelings, everything's always changing. So we have to just check in with ourselves. And a quote in the book is, when you always do your best, you take action. Doing your best is taking the action because you love it, not because you're expecting a reward. For example, most people go to work just to get paid and they live for the weekend. They're working for the reward, so then they're resisting to work. They're going into work and they are working long hours. They are frustrated. They are tired. They have to work because they have to pay the rent. They have to pay all these bills. But instead, if you are attached to just doing your best just because you love it, then you're not just expecting the rewards. You're enjoying the process. You're finding opportunities in your days. You're working to be better yourself. You start to care about your health and your wellness. You start to prioritize your own needs. I keep having to move this camera, like it's fallen like 5 times already. But yo, let's talk about how we can actually break these old agreements. A quick analogy that was in the book is when you look at younger you, and you were a little child, you were free. Like, we were free. We were living our best life. We were having fun. Like, we were expressing how we felt and what we wanted and what we needed all the time. Like, we were playful. We didn't care what people thought about us. We were living in the present moment. And once we started to adult, we got responsibilities and we started to get this frustration from having to pay the bills, school, and we started to get serious. And we forgot about that playful side of life that we had and how good it felt to be free and not care about what other people think. So in order to break these old agreements, we have to become aware of them. And I love this quote. It says, if you are not aware that your mind is full of wounds and emotional poison, you cannot begin to clean and heal the wounds, and you will continue to suffer. That is powerful AF. You have to rebel against yourself, and you just have to say, that is enough. That's what I sounded like when I said it. But I told myself, that's enough. Last year, I was done. I was tired of being frustrated and just not enjoying life anymore because of these responsibilities, because I had to go to work and I had to go to a job that was overworking me and not paying me enough, and it wasn't fulfilling me anymore. I wasn't excited. The difference now is that you're no longer a child. You now have to make the choice to see what you want to believe in and what you don't want to believe in. Find what it is that you want to change. Find those fear-based beliefs and limiting beliefs. You're practicing every day to replace those old habits with these new ones. That is a wrap, you guys. This is your agreement for today. I choose to honor these 4 agreements. If you break an agreement, begin again tomorrow and again the next day. Your self-love and your respect are gonna start growing and growing. Life is gonna start to transform. I really hope that this video helped you and you can add more tools in your toolbox.
Oh my, what a one.